mat in front of you, shoulder width distance apart. Make your way up onto your hands and your knees. Bring your knees in so they're right underneath your hip sockets. Set your eyes to a point at the front edge of your mat. Bring your navel to your spine. Stretch your right arm out in front of you, left leg back behind you. Pull your hand away from your foot, pull your foot away from your hand. Press down into your left hand, lift your body up, take a deep breath in, take both of the limbs up. As you exhale, set everything down, keep your eyes steady. Stretch your left arm out in front of you and your right leg back behind you. You can always adapt, you could always do just one limb, just the arm or just the leg. Try to level your pelvis to the ground. Drop the right side of the pelvis down, lift the inside of the right thigh up. Little traction by pulling your hand away from your foot and your foot away from your hand. Back of the neck stays long. Inhale, lift the limbs. Exhale, set everything down. Shoulders over wrists, knees under hips. Drop your belly. Lift your collarbones, tilt your sit bones up. Scoop your belly. Tuck your tail, arch your back. As you inhale, come into cow pose, belly dropping, collarbones pulling forward. Exhaling, cat pose, arching your back. 3 or 4 more of those at your own speed, but try to match the movement of your body to the movement of your breath. So you don't get to the end of the pose till you get to the end of the breath. You don't arrive to the end of the breath before you get to the end of the pose. Synchronize. Hey, Oreo. Make your way back into a neutral spine or flat back. Curl your toes under, lift your knees up, come into downward facing dog. And walk your feet back towards the back edge of your mat a little further. So you have a little space front to back between your hands and your feet. Check up, look at your hands, make sure they're shoulder width distance apart. Index fingers point straight ahead, other fingers spread out. Look back at your feet, set them hip width distance apart. Lift your navel to your spine. Free up the weight of your head. Look to one spot towards the center of your mat or the back edge of your mat. Move your breath in and out through your nose. Fill your lungs when you breathe in and empty your lungs when you breathe out. Bring your feet together, lift your right leg up. Bend your knees, stretch open so that now your right hip is on top of your left hip. And you could always decide to bring your left knee down onto the mat. Otherwise, left leg straight, left heel low, lift your right kneecap a little higher. Release your right foot to the ground. Lift your left leg. Bend your knee, stretch open. Sometimes home practices have their own distractions, right? Hips open, shoulders level. Take one more breath in, lift your knee up. Breathe out, release your left foot to the ground. Walk your feet up to your hands and come into ragdoll pose. Feet hip width distance apart. You can measure that by taking your 2 hands, making them into fists, putting your 2 fists down between your big toes. The pinky side of your hand touches the inside of the big toes. That's about hip width distance apart. Then take a hold of opposite elbows and let go of the weight of your head. Navel to spine. Press down into your feet. Lift your ankles, lift your shins, lift your kneecaps. Engage your thigh muscles by wrapping them in around the femur bones. Take your sit bones away from your heels. Let your weight drift forward. Release your arms. Bring your hands to your lower back, interlace your fingers. You might want to use a strap or a towel. If you don't have a strap with you, get a towel, put that between your two hands. Squeeze the inside edges of your shoulder blades in towards each other and drop your arms forward. Shake out your head again. Pick one spot to look at with your eyes, your drishti, and start to really focus in. Drishti, combine that with the sound of your ujjayi breath, channeling your breath in and out through your nose. Let your weight come forward. Lift your sit bones up, pull your chest down. Release your hands to the ground. Bring your feet together so that your big toes touch. Slowly make your way up to standing. Engage your thighs. Pull your navel to your spine. Lift your arms up. Look up between your hands. Press your pelvis forward. Come up out of your lower back. Stretch up and back into a really gentle back bend. Bring your hands together. Eyes follow your fingertips. Bow down over your legs. Uddiyana Bandha. Come into a halfway lift with your palms at your shins. Straighten your arms. Lift your chest. Little softness to the knees. Extend your chest forward while you reach your sit bones back. And with your spine long and your chest lifted, bend your knees. Put your palms flat to the mat. 1 foot at a time, step back to a high push-up. Look out, Oreo. High push-up, feet hip-width distance apart, shoulders over wrists, elbows soft. Heels over balls of feet. You could always decide to adapt and bring your knees down onto the mat. Engage your core. Bring your chin away from your chest and your eyes forward. Come forward and down to a low push-up, which doesn't have to be very low. It's just lower than high push-up was. Upward facing dog now with your knees on the mat. Sorry, Oreo. You're just going to have to move. You're just going to have to move for a minute, okay? All right. Upward facing dog. Shoulders over wrists. Going to keep your knees down, especially for this first one, or you can lift your knees up. But either way, thighs and hips up, shoulder blades back, chest high. Roll over your toes and press back into down dog. Plant your hands on your mat. Feet hip-width distance apart. Bring your navel towards your spine. Now press your hips way back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Look forward. Walk your feet up to your hands. Flat back with palms at shins and arms straight. Bow low. Pull your chest down. Rise all the way up to standing. Push the ground away from you. Squeeze your thighs. Lift your chest. Look up. Fold forward. Hinging at your hip sockets. Drop the weight of your head. Come into a halfway lift or a flat back. As you get a little warmer, you might even bring your fingertips to the ground. Take your time as you step back to a high push-up, so you want to keep your chest forward rather than letting it move back with your feet. Lift your heels. Come forward and down. Low push-up. Hover or rest all the way down. Upward facing dog. Pull your chest forward. Come up out of your lower back. Downward facing dog. And right away, setting your eyes. 5, 4, 3. Body stays lifted. Press back. 2, 1. Look forward and walk or jump your feet to your hands. Come into a flat back. Bow. Rise up. Reach high. Stretch back. Fold. Every drop of air squeezes out of your lungs. Halfway lift. Lengthen your spine and your breath. Step back to high push-up. Watch the transitions. They're just as important as the poses. Squeeze your thighs. Come forward and down. Low push-up. Elbows in. Upward facing dog. Chest lifts up. You might even look up. Easy neck. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. and a full breath out. And a deep breath in, and a deep breath out. Breathe in, press your hips back. Breathe out, look forward and walk or spring to the front. Halfway lift, bow. Rise up, feet down, heart high, look up. Fold forward, drop the weight of your head. Halfway lift, keep lengthening your spine. High push up, right down to low push up, one breath out on your way down. Upward facing dog, keep filling your lungs. Find the end of the pose. Downward facing dog, all the way back. 5, 4, 3. Bend your knees, lift your heels. 2, 1. Walk or jump, feet to hands, flat back. Deep bow. One more time, all the way up. Fill your lungs, rise high. Fold forward, drop everything. Halfway lift, take a breath in, down to low push-up, chaturanga while you breathe out. Upward facing dog, lungs fill, thighs squeeze. Down dog, hips high. Full breath in. Full breath out. Forearms press in. Spine lengthens, breathe in. Breathe out, look forward, walk or float. Top of your mat, flat back. Bow. Bend your knees, drop your hips low. Lift your chest and your arms. Come into chair pose. Set your eyes to the horizon. Follow every breath in and every breath out and shift your weight back into your heels so that you can lift all 10 of your toes up. Squeeze your thighs in. Lift your chest up higher away from your thighs. And then if you could drop a little lower, now's the time to do it. Lift your chest even higher. Look up, breathe in. Breathe out, fold over your legs. Flat back, inhale. Step or jump, low push up, exhale. Upward facing dog, take a breath in. Down dog, all the way back. Right foot to right thumb, back heel to the ground. Warrior 1. Back leg straight. Hips square to the wall in front of you. Left side of the pelvis comes forward. Root down into the outside edge of your left foot. Pull your right knee forward. Right knee over right ankle. Now drop your right thigh as close to parallel to the ground as you can get it. Lift your chest up. Keep your upper body lifting. Drop even lower. Look up between your hands. Eyes follow your fingers. Fingers reaching back towards the wall behind you. Come down to low push-up with your elbows in close to your rib cage. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward dog, breathe out. Step your left foot forward. Come up into warrior 1 with your back heel to the ground. Sweep your arms to the sky. Right away, setting the pose up. Following every breath in and every breath out. So the more focused you get on the breath, the harder it is to think about anything else that's going on in your life. Straighten your back like razor sharp. Pull your left knee forward. Let your left thigh drop. Feel the press of your feet. Lift your chest. Look up. Start to reach back into a back bend with your eyes following your fingertips. Come down to low push-up and pause at the bottom. Upward facing dog. You pause again. Downward facing dog. Hips high. Breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale. And exhale. Take a deep breath in, press back. Deep breath out, walk or float to the front. Halfway lift. Bow low. Chair pose, 1 breath. Squeeze in, look up, reach high. Fold forward, pull your chest down towards the ground. Halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Step or jump, low push-up, chaturanga, breathe out. Inhale up. Exhale down. Right foot steps forward, come into warrior 1, 1 breath. Drop low, reach high and go back. Come down to low push-up. Exhale as you lower. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward. Rise up. Warrior one. One breath. Inhale. Keep going up and back. Down to low push-up while you empty every drop of air out of your lungs. Upward facing dog. Fill up. Down dog. Press back. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. 5, 4, 3. Push the ground away from you. Press back. 2, 1. Walk or hop. Feet to hands. Flat back. Bow low. Chair pose. Breathe in. Full deep. Breathe out. Inhale, lift. Exhale, low. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right foot forward, warrior one. One breath in. Low push up, one breath out. Upward facing dog, keep filling your lungs. Down dog, keep emptying. Step your left foot forward, rise up, warrior one, breathe in. Low push up, breathe out. Upward facing dog, squeeze your thighs, lift your chest. Downward facing dog, step your right foot to your right thumb. Come up into warrior one. Open your arms wide into warrior two. Set your eyes out of your right middle finger now. Steer your right knee to the right. Pull the left side of your pelvis away from the inside of your right knee. Now drop your right thigh down low. Flip your front palm. Reverse warrior. Keep your right thigh low. Stretch your right fingertips away from your right knee. Come down to low push-up while you exhale. Upward facing dog. Downward dog. Left foot, left thumb, warrior one. Open your arms, come right into warrior two. Now see if you can just land your drishti without looking all around. Start to feel where your body is in space. Press your left knee to the left. Gently pull the right side of your pelvis away from the inside of your left knee. Relax your shoulders. Come a little lower. Flip your front palm, reverse your warrior. 3. Go up. 2. 1. Come down to low push-up. Pause. Upward facing dog. Pause. Downward facing dog. Press back. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. Right leg high. Bend your knees. Stretch open. Now you can stay in the leg lift. You could also flip your dog. Both feet on the floor. Ankles underneath your knees. Toes pointing to the wall behind you. Knees over ankles. Lift up. Start to open up. Front of the body open wide. Come up and over to a high push-up. Heels to the right. Body to left. Right into side plank. You could choose to bring your right knee to the mat if you'd like. Otherwise, stacking your feet and flexing them. And then maybe there's a variation you want to take. Turn your head, start to look up. Take one more breath in, a little higher. Come to a high push-up. Down to a low, listen. Back up to a high. Downward facing dog, lift your right leg again. Bring your right knee to your right elbow, come forward. Inhale, leg high. Right knee, left elbow, come forward. Inhale, leg high. Right knee to nose. Now hold it here. Step your right foot to your right thumb. Back heel up. Come up into crescent lunge. Hands together, your heart. Push the back of your left knee up. Keep your right thigh low. Breathe in. Breathe out. Twist to your right. Revolve crescent lunge. Press your palms together. Right elbow on top of left. Hands stay or arms open wide. If you happen to have a block or a book or something that you can put your hand down on, use that. Lift your chest up. Keep breathing for 5. Now lengthen your body. 4. Front to back. 3. Ground to sky. 2. 1. Helicopter up. Land in warrior 2 with your eyes steady. Extended side angle. Right forearm to thigh. Left arm sweeps to the front wall. Wrap your left arm around behind your back. Keep your chest lifting up. Stay here. Forearm to thigh, chest up, or come a little lower. Right hand to right ankle or to the ground. Maybe you go for a bind. Just breathing. 5. 4. So you find that edge, that comfort zone of yours. 3. And you go a little bit beyond it. Keep lifting. 2. And 1. Hands to the ground. Step your right foot back to a low push-up. Come into upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, and lift your left leg up in the air. Bend your knee, stretch open. You can stay right here. You could come into flip dog if you want. Doesn't matter what happened on the first side. Flip dogs, lift your body up. Everybody breathing. 5. If you're in leg lift, you can always bring your bottom knee to the mat if you want. 4, 3, push down to lift a little higher. 2, and 1. High push up. Heels left, body right side plank. You just set it up. Doesn't matter again. Doesn't matter what happened on the first side. 5, 4, 3, a little higher. 2, 1. High push up, low push up. Listen. High push up. Downward dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lift your left leg again. Left knee, left elbow come forward. Inhale, leg high. Left knee, right elbow come forward. Inhale, leg high. Now knee to nose, hold it there, squeeze in. Step your left foot to your left thumb. Come right up into crescent lunge. Back heel up. Back leg straight, hands together, your heart, breathe in. Breathe out, twist to your left, keep your spine long. Press your 2 palms together, stack left elbow on top of right. And you stay with your hands together, you open your arms up wide. You choose. 5. Scissor your inner thighs in towards each other. 4, 3, left side of the chest higher. 2, 1, helicopter up, land in your warrior 2. Left knee to the left, extended side angle, left forearm to thigh, right arm sweeps forward. Now lift your chest up and wrap your right arm around behind your back. Take any variation you go for, maybe fingertips low, maybe you stay with forearm to thigh. Pull your tailbone away from the back of your heart. Take your right shoulder blade back. Start to look back towards the wall behind you. Lift a little higher, breathe in. Breathe out and come down to a low push-up with your heels over the balls of your feet. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Now walk or jump your feet to your hands. Halfway lift, bow, chair pose, hands to heart, sit low, breathe in. Breathe out, twist right, left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. Okay, spine long, breath deep, hands stay here or arms open wide. Don't forget, if you have a hard time getting your fingertips to the ground, put a block, or if you have a block or a book or something underneath your hand. Right arm to the sky. Easy shoulder breathing. 5, 4, play around with that edge. 3, sit low, right side of the chest high. 2, and 1, bow down. Separate your feet hip width distance. First 2 fingers hook onto your big toes, lift halfway. Bow. Pull your elbows wide. Nod your head up and down a couple of times, yes. Shake it back and forth a few times, no. Weight of the skull heavy, eyes open. Now pull your chest down. Lift your hips up, take a deep breath in. Breathe out, release the hold of your toes. Keep your head low, move your feet together and come back into chair pose. Everything from the outside draws into the center. Bring your hands together at your heart, inhale. Exhale, twist left, moving into prayer twist. See if you can bring the center of your chest a little closer to your thumbs. Stay as you are or open your arms wide. Now remember, hips lower than chest, chest higher than hips, breath. 5, not a pose that we're doing that's worth you not being able to breathe. 4, 3, knees in line, left side of the chest up. 2, 1, bow. Separate your feet, hip width distance, gorilla. Hands underneath your feet, toes touch your wrists, lift halfway. Fold, drop your head again. Choose one spot to look at, and no matter what else is going on around you, don't look away from that one spot. Bend your elbows. Now pull your chest down. Use the strength of your upper body to pull your upper body down. Use the strength of your lower body to lift your hips up. 5, 4, 2-way stretch. 3, 2, and 1. Slide your hands out from underneath your feet. Bring your feet together. Come back into chair pose, sitting down low, sweep your arms up over your head. Right arm under left, right leg up and over left into eagle pose. Squeeze everything from the outside into the middle. Lift your navel to your spine, take your chest up, release arms to the sky, feet together, bend your knees. Left arm under, left leg up and over, right into eagle pose, second side. Take the arm bones back into the shoulder sockets. Bring your elbows up just in line with your shoulders. Breathe in. Breathe out, release. Knees bend, right arm under, right leg up and over. Second chance at eagle. Follow the breath. Slowly come down, tap your elbow to your knee. Squeeze everything into the center. Keep your eyes steady, make your way back up slowly. Sit a little lower. Take your chest and the crown of your head higher. Release. Knees bend, left arm under. Left leg up and over, move into eagle pose. Now sit a little lower than you'd really like. Bring your elbow down to your knee. Move slowly. Follow every breath in and every breath out. Once you tap your elbow to your knee, slowly make your way up. Squeeze your upper inner thighs in. Lift your chest and the crown of your head high and release. Hands together at your heart, eyes to your fingers. Breathe in. Breathe out. Tree pose. Left hand to left hip, pick up your right foot. It goes above or below your left knee. Hands together at your heart. Interlace your fingers, flip your palms, press them up. Root down into the sole of your left foot. Lift your pelvis off from your left thigh. Now pull your ribs back. Lift your chest. Start to look up. Take a deep breath in. Palms pressing high. Bring your hands together. Bring your feet together. Inhale. And exhale. Other side. Left foot above or below your right knee. Hands together, your heart. Maybe even play around today by closing your eyes for a breath. Press your hands together, reach your arms up. Hands separate. You could look straight ahead, you could look up. If you're looking up, start to walk your eyes back, moving them back towards the wall behind you. Another 3. So opening up, 2, 1. Hands land, feet land, inhale. And exhale. And Tadasana at the front of your mat. Sweep your arms high. Lift your chest, lean back, pelvis forward, go up and back. Bow down over your legs. Halfway lift, take a full breath in. Step or jump to low push-up while you breathe out. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right foot, right thumb. Come right up into warrior 1. Open your arms wide into warrior 2. Straighten your right leg. Come forward as far as you can into triangle pose. You might want to move your left foot a little further away from your right foot. Lengthen the right hand side of your body. Let your breath flow in and out through your nose. Keep following each and every breath in, each and every breath out. Chest open wide. Come up to standing and turn to face the left-hand wall. Turn your toes in, heels out, hands to your hips, lift up. And bow down over your legs. Bring your hands to your mat. Halfway lift. Walk your hands back. You might want to take your feet a little wider apart. So Prasarita or tripod headstand, your choice. 8. 7. Prasaritas, get your elbows over your wrists. 6. 5. A little higher up with the hips. 4. 3. If you got a little more room, walk your hands further back. Keep pulling your chest down. 2. 1. Walk your hands out in front. Keep your head low. Bring your feet into about a 2-foot distance. Bring your hands to your hips. Lift halfway up and slowly come all the way up to standing and turn to face the front wall. We'll set up namaste forward bend. So hips are square, hands either behind you in prayer, fingers up or down, or you take a hold of opposite elbows or wrists. Now lift up, lean back. Bow down over your right leg. Nose to knee, nose to shin, steady breath. Elbows lift up. Head low to the ground, right sit bone back, come into twisting triangle, left fingertips low, right fingertips to the sky. You may want to bring your left hand to your shin if you don't have a block. Lift your chest, right side of the chest up. Lengthen your spine. Start to move your right rib cage towards the wall behind you. Left rib cage towards the wall in front of you. You might even turn your head and look up. Bring your hands to the ground, step your feet back, low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward into warrior one. Arms open into warrior two. Now straighten your front leg. Triangle pose. Take your feet as wide apart front to back as you like. Lengthen the left hand side of your rib cage nice and long. Let the right hand side drop a little bit. Let it soften. Squeeze your shoulder blades in. Just opening up your heart. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come up. Turn to face the right hand wall. Turn your toes in, your heels out, hands to your lower back. Fingers interlace. You could use a strap or a towel. Lift up. Bow. Drop the weight of your head. Press down into your feet. Just like in the beginning, let your arms drop forward a little bit. Squeeze the shoulder blades in. So it's a little bit of letting go in with the strength of squeezing the shoulder blades in. Outside edges of your feet press down, outer thigh muscles lifting up. Let your weight start to shift forward. Keep pulling your chest down, nice and long with the spine. Breathe in. Breathe out. Release your hands to the ground. Lift halfway up. Bring your hands to your hips. Come all the way up to standing and turn to face the front. Namaste forward bend. Square your hips first. Take your hands together behind your back or take a hold of opposite elbows or wrists. Lift up. Bow. Down over your left leg. Nice and soft now. Maybe there's something that you're still hanging on to. So let it go, even if it's just for one moment of freedom. Start to straighten your left leg. Keep your weight forward. Twisting triangle, right hand low. Left arm to the sky. Easy breathing. 5, 4, 3, a little higher, 2, and 1. Hands to the mat. Step your feet back to low push up. Come into upward facing dog. Squeeze your thighs. Downward facing dog. Press your hips back. An easy breath in. And an easy breath out. Now come into a high push up. Slowly lower all the way down onto your mat. Turn your head to one side. Just let your body rest for a moment. Turn your head to the other side. Bring your forehead or your chin to the ground. Hands to your lower back. Fingers interlaced. Come on up into half locust. Arms, chest, head, legs all lift up. 5, 4, 3, stretch out nice and long. Spread your toes wide. 2, 1, release. Breathe in. Breathe out. Hey, Oreo. One more of those. Set yourself up, half locust. Just rise up. Pelvis down. Belly lifts. Breathing for 5, 4, 3, stretch out long. 2, and 1. Come down. Inhale. And exhale. Oh. Okay. Bow pose. Bow pose. Bend your knees. Reach your hands back for the outside of your feet or your ankles. Press your pelvis down. Inhale. Come on up into bow pose. If bow pose is a little too much, you can always stick with half locust. You could even do sphinx pose with your elbows underneath your shoulders and your chest lifting. Spread your toes wide, lift up a little bit higher, and release down slowly. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, one more of those. Set yourself up. Take a hold of the outside of your feet or your ankles. Come on up, bow pose. Easy neck. So it's fine to lift your head up with your neck. You just want to not create any stress or strain. Press your shins and your feet back. Pull your chest forward. Breathe in. Breathe out and release. You could stay still, or you could shimmy your hips side to side, or windshield wiper your lower legs a couple of times. All right, Oreo, I'm sorry, honey, you gotta move though, because Mama's gotta come up. Over we go, gently, gently, gently. He says, Mama, no. Mama, no. Put your hands next to your shoulders. Come into upward facing dog. Roll over your toes, press back into down dog. Bring your knees to the mat, cross your ankles, lie down on your back. With your feet on the floor, your knees bent. Touch your fingertips to your heels. Press your feet down, lift your hips up. Come on up into bridge pose. Arms tuck under. Interlace your fingers. You could use a strap here. Now, knees to the front wall, chest to the back wall, hips press up towards the ceiling. 5. Keep a little space between your chin and your chest. 4. 3, push down, lift up. 2 and 1, come down. Inhale. Exhale, touch your fingertips to your heels again. Make sure they graze. That way you've got your knees over your ankles. Press down, lift on up. 5. Inner thighs hug in towards each other. 4. 3. The more you press down, the higher up you go. 2 and 1, come down. Breathe in. Breathe out. So let's do 4 more. You can stick with bridge or you can move into wheel. It's your choice. Fingertips to heels either way. Come on up into bridge or come up into wheel. Now if you want to try wheel, hands to the mat next to your shoulders with your fingers facing towards your feet. You come up to the crown of your head or you come all the way up. 5. 4. 3. Lift up. 2. You could stay lifted if you want or come down. Breathe in. And breathe out. 3 to go. Come into bridge or come into wheel pose. 5. Setting yourself right up. 4. 3. Lift a little higher. 2. Stay up if you can. Come down if you need a breather. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last 2. Set up for bridge or wheel. Come on up into one or the other. 5. 4. 3. Take that back bend throughout the entire length of your spine, not just your lower back. Stay lifted or come down. Inhale and exhale. 1 more to go. Come up into bridge or come up into wheel. Steady breath, Oreo. Here we go. 5. 4. Yes. 3. Come all the way up. Take a deep breath in. 2 and 1. Come down. Resting on your back. Bring the soles of your feet together. Drop your knees open wide. Stretch your legs out. Arms wide or arms behind you. Bring your knees into your chest. Give a little squeeze in. A little rock from side to side. Hey, Zeke. Move into either dead bug or happy baby. So you can take a hold of the outside of your feet or the backs of your knees. Either one is fine. Ankles over knees, feet are flexed. Stay still or rock a little bit side to side. Stretch your legs up. Hands behind your head, interlace your fingers. Now lift your head and your shoulder blades up. Engage your core, like brace it as if somebody's jumping up and down on your midsection right now. Let the weight of your head drop back into your hands. Pulse your chest up as you exhale. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Stay lifted. Lower your right heel 2 inches from the ground or bring the sole of your right foot to the ground. But get your left leg nice and straight and pulse up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Stay lifted. Switch your legs. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Stay lifted. Switch. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Stay lifted. Switch. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs up, head down. Hands underneath your hips. You want the palms of your hands on the mat. Pelvis resting on the backs of your hands. Lower your legs a third. You could always do this with one foot on the floor if you want. Lower them another third. Heels 2 inches from the ground. Lift your head. Look at your toes. Press forward through your feet. Squeeze your thigh muscles. Legs stay, head lowers. Legs lift a third. Another third. Lower your legs a third. Heels 2 inches from the ground. Look at your toes. V-shape your feet. Heels together, toes wide. Legs stay, head lowers. Legs lift a third. Press your knees in. Another third. Now lower your legs a third. Heels 2 inches from the ground. Look at your toes. Bring the inside edges of your feet together. Stay as you are or flutter your legs up and down. Fast as you can go. 5, 4, 3, 2. Bring your feet together. Legs stay. Head lowers. Slowly lift your legs. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your knees into your chest. Give them a little squeeze in. Take a hold of the backs of your knees. Curl yourself up in a little tight ball. Rock and roll forward and back. Go like 3 or 4 times. Build some momentum. Just being gentle here because I don't want to rock onto Oreo. Like 3 or 4 of those, and then take yourself through either a vinyasa, high to low, up dog to down dog, or just straight back into downward facing dog. Once you're in down dog, lift your right leg. Bring your right foot to your left thumb. We're setting up half pigeon. Line your right thigh out to the outside edge of your mat. Flex your front foot. Try to keep your hips level to the ground so you're not tilting to the right or to the left. And if you need to put a book or a pillow or something underneath the right side of your pelvis, do that. Try tucking your back toes under, even lifting your back knee up. So you want to stay engaged while you're in this pose rather than just dropping and collapsing. See if you can keep your thighs really engaged in this. Bring your hands to the front of your mat. Press back into down dog. Once you're back in down dog, lift your left leg. Bring your left foot over to your right thumb. Set up your half pigeon on the second side. Remember, keep your hips level to the ground. Try tucking your back toes under, even lifting your back knee up. hands to the front of your mat. Make your way back into down dog. Lift your right leg, bend your knee, stretch open, and your leg lift. Bring your right foot down. Lift your left leg, bend your knee, easy stretch. Bring your left foot down. Bring both of your knees to your mat. Have a seat. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Sit up nice and tall. Reach your arms up high. Navel to spine. Bow down over your legs. Reach your hands to your feet, your ankles or your lower legs, and try to bring your nose or your forehead towards your big toes rather than just dropping down and collapsing. Extend forward. Let go of the weight of your head. Keep breathing. And slowly make your way up. Lie down on your back. Hug your knees to your chest. Extend your left leg out in front of you. Use your left hand to guide your right knee across your body into a twist. Stretch your right arm to the right. Turn your head to the right. Come back to the center. Switch sides. Extend your right leg. Use your right hand to guide your left knee across your body. Left arm to the left. Come back to the center. Hug your knees into your chest. Lift your head and your shoulder blades up so you bring your nose towards your knees towards your nose. Squeeze everything in nice and tight. Breathe in. Breathe out. Release. Coming into Shavasana. If you're close to a wall and you want to do legs up the wall, go ahead and do that. See if you can find a comfortable position to be in for a few minutes. Shavasana, separate your feet. Drop your legs open wide. Turn your palms up. Close your eyes. And let the sound of your breath now fade away. Allow the weight of your body to drop